And it looks like we're actually going to check out, let's learn a little bit more about our two potential world champions here as we pull up our very first player card. And it looks like it's going to be Hideyuki there on screen with a Kangaskhan, Cresselia, as well as the Aegislash, Thundurus, Landorus, and Volcarona there. Now let's take a look at Shoma, who we saw yesterday on stage, actually on the main stage yesterday, getting a big win to go to the grand finals in that top 4 there. So actually, I believe this is Shoma here on screen. But let's talk about the team there. It's Kangaskhan as well as Heatran, Landorus, Thundurus, Cresselia, and Amoonguss. They are locked in. The crowd is going wild as they are anticipating an epic match here between two incredible players. Now, as we see Shoma toss out his first 2 Pokemon, it's going to be a Landorus Heatran lead there for Shoma on the top, and Hideyuki bringing the Aegislash and the Kangaskhan, and the Intimidates are going to go ahead and get fired off here. Going to reduce the attack of Kangaskhan and Aegislash by 1 stage each. These players did as much as they could to potentially prepare. We see Hideyuki actually switching out the Aegislash now and bringing in his own Landorus. Going to go ahead and get an Intimidate onto the Landorus there of Shoma, as well as the Heatran, which will be reducing their attack by 1 stage. And right after this Kangaskhan goes Mega, I do believe that we will start to see some moves from both of our competitors. And there it is, a big superpower into that Kangaskhan, but the Intimidate really protecting it, as well as the potential training here. That Kangaskhan really eating that up. We see the stat drops there, and Kangaskhan hitting right back with a power-up punch, getting its attack boosted a little bit here, but depending on where the Heatran has decided to attack or what it is going to do, this could be a bad time for Kangaskhan. Let's see what we get from Shoma there. It's a connect on the Heat Wave. He's excited about it. How much damage will it do? No, Kangaskhan hanging on with 17 hit points, and Landorus still in there with 83 in that previous turn, so that could be enough to get rid of him. And I think we saw a Rock Slide miss there as it connects on one of these Pokemon, and Kangaskhan dodges it. That is absolutely huge. Oh, and there we go. The berry does come out there for the Heatran. It looks like it is going to be a Shuka Berry. Should reduce the damage of this, and I do not think the Landorus... Wow! What just happened? Are you kidding me? Sacrificing the Kangaskhan there to pick up the feint on the Heatran, and that was absolutely incredible amounts of damage onto the Heatran with a Shuka Berry. Are you kidding me? But it doesn't affect the opposing Landorus.
It's actually pretty even positioning right now.
Both players taking a minute to choose this next Pokemon. Bringing the Aegislash, I think, back in here, but now Shoma revealing the Thundurus. That could come into play here as we see the switch out for Shoma, bringing in a new Pokemon into the spot of the Landorus, and it's going to be Kangaskhan, Shoma's Mega Pokemon. A Thunder Wave now, maybe just trying to stop the Aegislash from even attacking at this point. And we're going to get a move here now from Hideyuki. It's going to be a Rock Slide. Should do quite a bit of damage. Super effective, of course, against the flying typing there of the Thundurus. And Kangaskhan not taking too much, really showing its defensive training there. Oh, and the paralysis, it pays off exactly what Shoma wanted. She'll fake out, and if Hideyuki decides to attack, could get hurt pretty hard if he's got that... if he's got a move to hit into that slot with Kangaskhan. Now we see the switch into Volcarona here as Kangaskhan does go Mega. You never want to see a Sucker Punch from Kangaskhan if you're Aegislash. It's not going to be a good time, but the Volcarona does come in here. And a Thunder Wave, very, very nice from Shoma on the top screen there. Great call, and a huge anticipation because Thunder Wave would do absolutely nothing. Oh, and another paralysis there. And of course, like I said, Thunder Wave would have done absolutely nothing to Landorus. Miss. And we see Aegislash finally getting through the paralysis there, manages to go shield form and will be protecting itself, hopefully from any attacks, but maybe not a swagger, depending on what we see from Shoma here, who has decided to actually swagger the Volcarona, now kind of locked into paralysis and a potential confusion here. So will it hit through is the question as we get another move from the Pokemon here. Let's see what it can be. Oh my gosh, it does hit through with, I think, a flamethrower. Not quite enough to finish off the Thundurus. Much here, maybe Shoma needing to go on the offensive with it. Nice swagger there, or into that Aegislash slot there. Going to go ahead and confuse it. Will it manage to hit through? We haven't seen much at all. And there it is, a return from Kangaskhan. into that Volcarona slot, taking quite a bit of damage there. Yes, from that burn there, I think the flame body activating. And here we go. Will it be able to hit through confusion is the question. No, it hits itself. Huge. Shoma very excited. Volcarona hanging in there with 5 hit points. Aegis Slash now going into blade form. Shoma needs something to happen here. Will it be confused? Will it be paralyzed? What is going to happen? It gets through. It's going to be a flash cannon onto the Kangaskhan that is burned, and I think the burn will go ahead and finish it up. The Mega falls for Shoma, and Hideyuki seem to be turning this match around.
Yeah, very big to finally get an attack through. You know, with that paralysis and the confusion on these Pokemon, they're more likely not to be able to attack than to attack. But Volcarona cleverly turning this around by doing damage by being attacked. It has that Rocky Helmet and the Flame Body ability. One of the great reasons to use Volcarona, it's one of the lesser seen Fire-type Pokemon, but every time that Kangaskhan hits it, it's got a pretty good chance of getting burned. And since it hits twice with every attack, it kind of use a Parental Bond against it, but still in a little bit better position.
And both trainers playing very defensively here with only 5 minutes left on the clock. It's really just flying by at this point. I can't believe that we're that deep into this matchup here. And a switch from Hideyuki definitely going to reduce the attack of Shoma's Landorus there, as well as the Thundurus on that side. And Aegis Slash trying to go for something here. It looks like it's paralyzed. Shoma throwing his arms up, very excited to see this happen here as he goes for the Earthquake in the blade form of Aegis Slash. Will it be enough? 35 hit points. Oh my gosh, that Intimidate paying off big time and activating the weakness policy.
Yeah, that's a big deal, and Thunderbolt's going to come in and knock out the Aegis Slash.
Finishing it off, so it looks like just a little too late on that weakness policy.
Yeah, the paralysis is a big deal, too. It's what I was kind of excited about there. It has Shadow Sneak, not something we see too frequently, mostly on Battle Spot, I guess, which makes sense, I guess, as one of the best Battle Spot players using that Aegis Slash. You know, Shadow Sneak would have knocked out that Thundurus. There's a slower, or that Shotus is, let's just go.
Yeah, let's just take a look at it. It looks like it's going to be a knockoff here, actually, from Shoma, doing quite a bit of damage there and knocking off the item there, and we get the Thunderbolt. Going to go ahead and finish off the Volcarona, and a very, very weak Landorus there on Hideyuki's side. It's going to be a Rock Slide. Should pick up the feint, of course. Oh my gosh, the Rock Slide dodge. Are you absolutely kidding me?
Quicker, wisely knockoffs for the 100% accuracy, and should be able to close the game out.
That is it. Shoma throwing a fist up in celebration to the fans out there. Let's hear it, guys, as Shoma takes game number 1 of the Grand Finals match. One of the riskiest decisions was making that switch into Volcarona there, and the next level plays from Shoma, getting that Thunder Wave off really set him up for the rest of the game. Although, you know, little Flame Body kind of was there, but just got to figure out the right way to use it. Now, the Rocky Helmet also nice, but we get the leads from both of our trainers here. Hideyuki going with the Aegis Slash Kangaskhan lead here, and Shoma, Kangaskhan, and Heatran.
Yeah, that's not so good there for Hideyuki. Again, we get the 2 steel type advantage too, is Heatran has the option to substitute, so it doesn't have to go on the offensive, where Aegis Slash is all offense all the time.
Yeah, and then we do see the Mega Pokemon come out here for, I believe, Hideyuki on the bottom screen there. And let's see if Shoma goes for it as well. Protect. Shoma seems really excited. I don't know what's going to happen here. We get that Protect from Kangaskhan. Oh, no, the King Shield. So a double Protect from Hideyuki, and this could be big. The 2 stages of reduced attack there for Kangaskhan. Ouch.
Gets Aegis Slash, but unfortunately doesn't play out for him very well that time.
So it's so excited to so sad after realizing that the Aegis Slash went into King Shield form. Now Shoma, of course, going Mega this turn, not waiting any longer here. Heatran's going to go ahead and protect itself from any potential fighting type moves into that slot here. And oh my, Power Up Punch into the Kangaskhan of Shoma is going to go ahead and boost the attack of this Kangaskhan by 2 stages because of that Parental Bond ability there. And this is looking pretty scary, as actually the Aegis Slash, I think, oh my gosh, there it is. The low kick from Kangaskhan taking up about 50% of the health there, and we're going to see Aegis Slash go ahead and get a turn. Where will it attack is the question. I think it's going to be a Shadow Ball and maybe into the Protect. Potential now really boosted there, giving it that priority. Oh my gosh, the Shadow Sneak now coming out. We didn't get to see it last game, doing a little bit of damage to Heatran, and maybe, wow, Shoma going first here. Is it enough? No! The Kangaskhan holds on with 1 hit point. Absolutely incredible, and the Power Up Punch now into the Heatran slot after the Shadow Sneak. The stage of attack getting boosted here, and the little Kang gonna go ahead and finish off the Heatran of Shoma. Oh my gosh, that was the most insane play I have seen. Shoma takes as much time as possible to select this next Pokemon here, as we see the Thundurus come in there for Shoma. See maybe a repeat there, and actually it's going to be a switch of the Aegislash maybe into that Landorus now of Hideyuki, and there it is, of course, going to reduce that Kangaskhan that's already in a bad position by another stage of attack, and onto that Thundurus as well. Kangaskhan now protecting, so Thundurus maybe not having a move here to do really to that Pokemon, and it's going to be a nice Swagger, going to land the confusion but boost its physical attack. That could be scary as we wait for the Kangaskhan to hit with return here, taking it down to about 50%.
Fortunately for Kangaskhan, doesn't get a chance to attack there, but if it was able to knock out the Pokemon that Thundurus slot, and Kangaskhan was to be stuck on the field so weakened, it would almost certainly lose Shoma the game.
And now we see Shoma actually switching into his own Landorus here, getting those Intimidates off, reducing the attack of Hideyuki's Pokemon by one stage, and Hideyuki now switching out, preserving that Kangaskhan. Now we'll have Fake Out later in the game, I believe, if it's carrying that, and we see the switch in to the Aegislash. The Confusion, this is the biggest turn, I think, right here. Will it hit itself in Confusion, or will it hit through? No, the Rock Slide gets off, and it's going to do a ton of damage to these Pokemon with that boost. Oh, it missed. I didn't realize there was a huge miss on the Rock Slide. I cannot believe it.
This Landorus is also not a Pokemon to ignore.
And we see now Shoma switching out the Kangaskhan here. It being so weakened at this point, there's really not much else it could do. And the Thundurus now coming in here. A Rock Slide from Shoma's Landorus goes first, connecting here, doing a little bit of damage here. He's got his hands up, looking for that Confusion. He does not get it, and a big Rock Slide gets fired off, doing a ton of damage to the Thundurus of Shoma, as well as damage to that Landorus there. So both Genies taking huge amounts of damage, and we see Aegislash going into Blade form. Will it attack? Yes, a Shadow Ball as well. Oh my gosh, it does look like Hideyuki wrapping it up, but no, Shoma gonna get another turn. I'm sure are very focused right now. We do see the Swagger here. I think the best, most safest play here for Shoma, going to hope that Aegislash cannot get a potential Shadow Sneak off here. A lot on the line for these two trainers, almost $20,000 in prizing here, as it hits through with a big Shadow Sneak, and I think that will pick up the feint here on the Thundurus. It is definitely at this point looking like Hideyuki's taking it to a Game 3. Shoma, though, outspeeding, still maybe won't take any damage from this Landorus here, who's still in with 11 hit points, and it does not get an attack off.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways things can go wrong for the Landorus here. You have to worry about flinching, you have to worry about missing. No attack, but with only 2 Pokemon remaining at such low health, a really great position.
That is going to be absolutely incredible here, as Hideyuki decides to switch out the Landorus, and will allow it for a switch in a little bit later to get an Intimidate off here. Kangaskhan does come in, as well as a King Shield for Hideyuki. Shoma still fighting here, and there goes the King Shield for Aegislash. Oh no, Landorus attacking directly into that slot is going to feel the effects of that reduced attack, not only from that, but most likely from the switch in of the Landorus here on Hideyuki's side, but does pick up the feint of the Kangaskhan who switched in there. So I'm guessing we'll see a Landorus play on this one.
Yeah, choosing, instead of risking, or not worried about the risk, I guess, of Aegislash hitting himself trying to go to King Shield, instead preserving Landorus to have that Intimidate later, but a Volcarona actually coming in instead. Volcarona out without knocking itself out, and Shadow Sneak threatening Landorus.
And does look like we get a Sucker Punch from Kangaskhan, doing quite a bit of damage on that critical hit here. However, activating the weakness policy, will we see a double critical hit, and is that even enough to get rid of Aegislash? No, hanging in there with 18 hit points. Now we see Aegislash going to go ahead and switch into Blade form here, most likely choosing Shadow Sneak based on its move priority there, and we do see it take out the Landorus of Shoma Honami there on the top screen as it goes back to its trainer, and of course Volcarona out there to do some work with a little flamethrower into the Kangaskhan, and we have a Game 3 at your 2015 Pokemon World Championships. Let's hear it from our fans live in Boston, Massachusetts at the World Championships for your 2 competitors. Your next world champion is on stage right now, guys. Keep it going for him. All right, here we go into the match now. Both trainers throwing out their Pokemon. We get the Heatran and Kangaskhan lead there on the top screen, and the Kangaskhan Aegislash. What is going on? Same leads as last time, taken to the very final second to choose the same Pokemon, but maybe it's the last 2. They're in the top 4, the same leads, but choosing completely different moves as Kangaskhan there for, I want to say, Hideyuki goes Mega, and or actually that was Shoma's Kangaskhan there going Mega, and now we will get the Mega Kangaskhan from Hideyuki, deciding to keep both of these Pokemon in here, so no switching so far on any Pokemon. This is interesting. A Protect now from Hideyuki, not wanting to maybe get faked out or take any damage. Will it be another double Protect? No King Shield here. It looks like it's the substitute this time from Shoma. So I'm really liking that that choice, and I don't think it will be an attack into that Aegislash, considering there was a Mega for Shoma, and Aegislash going on the offensive with a Shadow Ball, most likely breaking the substitute here. So a good play by Shoma, not really taking that much damage, and Kangaskhan really not taking any as well. And now Aegislash out in the open for some damage. Take out that Heatran, so I don't think Heatran has much to worry about on this turn from Aegislash, so definitely can risk it, I think, on this one, as we see Aegislash going King Shield here, and both players staring intently at their 3DS screens here as we get a huge hit from the Kangaskhan, hanging on with 9 hit points. Hideyuki will definitely be hitting back here. Shoma maybe hoping to pick up the knockout there. It's a big return, so both players just really trading Kangaskhans almost at this point here as Kangaskhan hangs on in the yellow. What will Heatran do, though? It's a Heat Wave. It connects, and I think we will see the Kangaskhan faint for Hideyuki.
Yeah, Kangaskhan can't hang on this time. Very cleanly knocked out. You kind of see the power of a low kick rather than power-up punch.
Yes.
Though, I guess a return as powerful as the one that Shoma did there would probably still have put it in range of Heat Wave. Now, previously, we'd kind of seen Landorus coming in a little bit earlier, helping Kangaskhan reduce damage from the attacks on the other side so it can survive.
You know that exactly who it is. Shoma now deciding to switch out here, realizing that Landorus might be able to get rid of it here, and switching into his own Landorus, going to go ahead and get an Intimidate off onto Hideyuki's Landorus. And interesting enough, that reduced stage of attack on Aegislash will lower its Shadow Sneak.
And not as relevant as usually is.
And we do see the Protect there from the Heatran, not taking any damage on this Rock Slide, and a little bit of damage onto the Landorus there now, who has Hideyuki decided to target with this Aegislash here. It's going to be a Shadow Ball, doing a nice chunk of damage there, taking the Landorus down to about 50% health.
This is a huge deal here, especially for Rock Slide.
And it does look like it's actually a Protect on Hideyuki's Landorus here. Aegislash maybe going King Shield as well, so essentially a double Protect here. There will be no damage taken for Hideyuki on this turn, unless someone's got access to a move that I don't know about. So let's see what we get from Shoma here, who's looking to hit both these Pokemon, but it does not attack directly, I think, into that Aegislash there, so no reduced attack. A little bit earlier, right?
Yeah, I think you need a little bit of extra damage probably because of the Berry and the Intimidate.
Yes, and here comes the Protect there of Heatran. And we're going to get moves from our knockoff now from Shoma into Hideyuki's Landorus there. Just trying to get rid of that item as we get some moves back, and it looks like great Protect there. Maybe a superpower, I'm not sure on the entire moveset here of this Landorus. And oh my gosh, great Protect there from Shoma. Shoma looks to take his 4 Pokemon against the 3 Pokemon of Hideyuki. We see the shield form now for Hideyuki on that Aegislash there in the bottom right. Not going to take any damage there, and not going to take any damage, of course, from a King Shield going into shield form. But the Rock Slide should do something here to the Landorus there of Hideyuki, and it's going to hit back now with that superpower. Is it going to be enough after its item is knocked off? No! Heatran is still in there. We see the stat drops there for Hideyuki's Landorus, and what did Heatran decide to do? Oh no, I think Shoma attacking directly into that Aegislash.
Advantage from it. Still a close game, but this turn's going to be very important.
We see the Protect now again on that Heatran slot, and Shoma should be going first here with a Rock Slide. Will it do enough through the reduced defense there? Yes, it does! Shoma picking up the fate on Hideyuki's Landorus, and as you said, Scott, Hideyuki not left with a lot of options. He only has 2 Pokemon, but what will we see from Aegislash here as it goes into Blade form? It's going to be a Flash Cannon doing quite a bit of damage, but not enough to get rid of that very, very bulky Assault-vested Landorus, and Landorus hanging on in the red, and we will see the final Pokemon for Hideyuki. It is, of course, the Volcarona that has been in every single match.
Turns left.
Yeah, that is absolutely huge. You're right, Scott. These matches have actually been taking a while, and it does actually look like Hideyuki going to go ahead and Protect again, preserving that Aegislash with a King Shield, and Volcarona probably not going to like taking a Rock Slide if that's what Shoma has decided to do here. And there it is. It connects, and we're going to see that health drop big time. 25 hit points left on the Volcarona there, who looks to be bulking up.
Yeah, see that Quiver Dance. If it can survive this turn, that could be a big deal.
Let's see Shoma raising his hands. Oh no, does not connect on what I believe was maybe a heat wave then for being at such a disadvantage right here. And we do see the Giga Drain, I think, there on that Volcarona, getting a little bit of hit points back and fainting that Landorus. And let's see what we get. There it is, a heat wave. Should do a ton here. Oh my gosh, picking up the feint on Hideyuki's Pokemon, as well as catching the burn, activating the weakness policy there, but the burn is absolutely huge, and it's only a matter of protects before this one is over.
That it is. Aegislash limited in turns. It's going to try to find a way to knock out 3 Pokemon in 3 turns to have a chance here without being knocked out itself.
No, it is going to be absolutely incredible if something like that does happen. It's going to be very, very difficult. We see the Shadow Ball finishing off that Pokemon, and Shoma will be bringing in the next 2 Pokemon here, and I think it will be Kangaskhan again on this one, as he led with it a little bit earlier there in the burn, doing work. Only 32 hit points left, maybe only 2 turns for Aegislash.
Yeah, time's definitely limited now. We see the full health Thunderous coming in. We do know it has Protect. Kangaskhan does not, but pretty tough to imagine way out of this one. Kangaskhan likely to go for a Sucker Punch here. Thunderous can do pretty much anything it wants. Looks like Shoma most likely to pull this off, and we see him run.
There it is, guys. Both players shaking hands, and Shoma Honami is your 2015 Pokemon Video Game World Champion as he celebrates it and again passes out. No shoes. Knocked his shoes right off. He's done, folks.